answered the phone thinking it was a telemarketer. The woman on the other end said 5 words that destroyed my entire life. "We share the same husband." I laughed. I actually laughed. Because my husband Tyler was sitting right there on our couch watching football. But she wasn't joking. And by the end of that phone call, I realized my entire marriage was a lie. Hi, I'm Emily, and this is my story. For 12 years, I thought I had the perfect marriage. A loving husband, 2 beautiful kids, a house in the suburbs. I thought I knew everything about my life. I was wrong. What I'm about to tell you sounds impossible. You'll think I was stupid, blind, naive. Trust me, I've thought all those things about myself 1,000 times. But this is what happened when I discovered my husband was living a double life with another family just 2 states away. Before I continue, if you're enjoying these real-life stories about family betrayal and shocking secrets, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. These stories are hard to tell, but your support means everything. Also, drop a comment below if you've ever discovered a secret that changed your life. You're not alone. Okay, let's get into what happened. October 5th, 10th started like any other Tuesday. I woke up at 6 a.m., made breakfast for our kids Emma and Jake, and kissed Tyler goodbye as he left for another business trip. Tyler was a regional sales manager for a pharmaceutical company, or so I thought. His job required frequent travel, 3 or 4 days a week. It had been that way since we got married. I never questioned it. Why would I? Tyler was attentive. When home, he called every night when he traveled. He remembered anniversaries. He was, by all accounts, a dedicated husband and father. And I liked boring. Boring meant safe. I was shelving books when my phone rang. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer. Hello? Silence. Then heavy breathing. I was about to hang up when a woman's voice came through, shaky and uncertain. Is this Emily Mitchell? Yes, who's calling? Another pause. My stomach dropped. Mitchell was Tyler's last name, my last name now. But I didn't know any Samantha. The books in my hands crashed to the floor. That's not possible, I whispered. I'm Tyler's wife. I know, she said, crying now. I know you are. And so am I. I stumbled to the staff break room, hands shaking so badly I could barely hold the phone. I locked the door and slid down against it, sitting on the cold floor. My heart was pounding. This is insane, I said. This is some kind of sick joke. I wish it was, Samantha said. I found out about you 3 days ago. I've been trying to work up the courage to call. Found out about me. My husband is Tyler Mitchell. We've been married for 12 years. We have 2 children. We live in Riverside, Connecticut. We've been married for 11 years, Samantha said, every word a punch to my gut. We have 2 children. We live in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. 2 states away. Tyler traveled to Pennsylvania constantly for work. The room started spinning. Describe him, I demanded. 6'2". Dark brown hair getting gray at the temples. Blue eyes. Scar on his left shoulder from a motorcycle accident. Wears a silver watch his grandfather gave him. Compass tattoo. On his right rib cage. Every detail was correct. Every single one. The scar I traced with my fingers 1,000 times. The watch he never took off. The tattoo, he said, represented finding his way in life. I was going to be sick. How did you find out? I managed to ask. Our credit card statement, she said. There was a charge from a jewelry store in Connecticut. Tyler never goes to Connecticut for work. So I called the store, pretended to confirm a purchase. They told me he'd bought an anniversary bracelet. Engraved with "To Emily, forever yours." My hand went to my wrist. The bracelet Tyler gave me 2 months ago. Sterling silver with tiny diamonds. The engraving hidden inside the band. Oh God, I whispered. I hired a private investigator, Samantha continued. Got the report yesterday. Photos, documents, everything. He's been living with both of us. He tells me he travels for work Monday through Thursday. He tells you, Thursday through Sunday. I finished, voice hollow. And he's home with you those days. While he's home with you Monday through Thursday. We sat in silence, 2 women 2 states apart, realizing we'd been sharing a husband. The efficient bastard had divided his week perfectly. No overlap, no mistakes. Except for that one credit card charge. I need to see proof, I said, though my gut knew it was true. All those strange moments suddenly made sense. Times Tyler seemed confused about our conversations. Times he gave me gifts I already had. Times he called me by the wrong name and laughed it off. It was all right there and I'd been too blind to see it. I'll email everything, Samantha said. Can you meet me? Where? When? Halfway. There's a town called Stroudsburg on the Pennsylvania-New Jersey border. About 2 hours from both of us. Can you come Saturday? Saturday. Tyler would be home with me on Saturday. Or was he? Saturday at 2 p.m. I agreed. Starbucks off the main highway. I'll find you. Before she hung up, she said, Emily, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I know this isn't your fault. It's not mine either. But I'm sorry you're going through this. Yeah, I said numbly. Me too. I sat on that floor for 20 minutes. Couldn't move. Couldn't think. My supervisor knocked, asking if I was okay. I lied, said food poisoning. She told me to go home. I don't remember the drive. The next thing I knew, I was at my kitchen table, staring at my laptop, waiting for Samantha's email. It came at 4:13 p.m. Subject line: The truth about Tyler. I opened it with shaking hands. The first photo made me gasp. Tyler. My Tyler. Standing in front of a house I'd never seen. His arm around a blonde woman. 2 kids in front, smiling, perfect family portrait. Date stamp. Last month. While he was with me, kissing me goodnight, telling me he loved me, he'd been there too, with them. I scrolled through more. Tyler at a little league game. Tyler at a school play. Tyler helping a little boy ride a bicycle. Tyler kissing Samantha on a front porch. Each photo was a knife to my chest. Then the documents. A marriage certificate from Pennsylvania. Dated August 12, 2014. 1 year after we got married, he was a bigamist. Birth certificates. Dylan Mark Mitchell, born 2016. Olivia Grace Mitchell, born 2018. He had other children. Emma and Jake had half-siblings they'd never met. Credit card statements showing purchases in both states. The private investigator's report was devastating. Pages of surveillance, timelines, financials. The PI even found Tyler's second car, a Honda registered in Pennsylvania. We had a Toyota. He had a whole other vehicle for his other life. The report. Estimated 11 years. What about the kids? How was I supposed to tell Emma and Jake that their father had other children? I pulled up our bank statements. Money transferred regularly to accounts I didn't recognize. Business expenses, he'd always said. I'd been so trusting. So stupid. Our tax returns showed he'd listed dependents in Pennsylvania too. The accountant must have known. How many people were complicit? At 5:30, the garage door opened. Tyler was home early. I slammed the laptop shut and stood frozen. He walked in, whistling, carrying flowers. Hey honey. Got done early. Thought I'd surprise you. Got your favorite flowers. Daisies. I stared at this stranger wearing my husband's face. I'm fine. Just tired. Sit down. I'll make dinner. Where are the kids? Jake has soccer. Emma's at Maya's. Perfect. Some alone time. He kissed my forehead. It took everything not to flinch. I watched him cook, humming, asking about my day. Telling stories, so normal, so perfectly normal. And all I could think was, who is this man? That night was torture. Tyler fell asleep easily. No guilt. Tyler with Samantha. Tyler with those kids. A whole other life. I kept thinking about Samantha's voice. I'm sorry. We were both victims. How did he keep it straight? Did he ever slip up? Did he have a system? He'd leave. I needed more information first. I needed to meet Samantha. Next morning, Tyler left at 7 a.m., kissing me goodbye. Love you. Love you too, I lied. I waited until he was gone, then called in sick. I had 3 days until Saturday. 3 days to figure out what to do. I spent Wednesday researching bigamy laws. Illegal in all 50 states. Tyler could go to prison. Did I want that? I went through every document in our house. Photographed. Everything. If this became legal, I needed evidence. I found his passport. Stamps from cities he'd never mentioned. Dates that didn't match his stories. Had business trips been family vacations with them? In his closet, behind winter coats, I found a photo album I'd never seen. Pictures of Tyler and Samantha. Young. Happy in love. Their wedding. Samantha pregnant. Their babies. A whole life I knew nothing about. The worst part? He wore the same watch, same jacket, same smile in photos with me. He wasn't pretending to be different. Just living 2 lives simultaneously. Thursday evening, Tyler came home on schedule. To me, he'd been traveling since Monday. Reality? He'd been with Samantha and her kids. How was your trip? I think we'll land the Harrisburg account. Harrisburg, where his other family lived. That's great, I said flatly. You sure you're okay? You've seemed off. Just stressed about work. He took my hand. His touch made my skin crawl. Whatever it is, we'll figure it out together. We're a team, right? I looked at our hands. The wedding band that matched mine. All lies. Right, a team. Friday crawled by. Tomorrow I'd meet Samantha. Tonight, Tyler wanted family movie night. We sat on the couch, me, Tyler, Emma, Jake. The kids curled against him, adoring him. What would this do to them? When the truth came out, how would they survive? Would they blame me? Hate Tyler? And what about Dylan and Olivia? You coming to bed? Tyler asked, in a few minutes. He kissed my head. Don't stay up too late. I waited until he was upstairs. Then I texted Samantha. Still on for tomorrow? Yes, 2 p.m. I'll be there. See you then. 3 dots appeared. Emily, I'm terrified. But I'm glad I'm not facing this alone anymore. I stared at her words. 2 days ago, I didn't know she existed. Now we were allies? Co-victims? I typed back. Me too. See you tomorrow. I couldn't sleep. I lay next to Tyler and thought about tomorrow. What would Samantha be like? Would we get along? And what came next? Confront him? Call the police? Divorce? Tell the kids? God, the kids. Emma was 10, old enough to understand betrayal. Jake was 7. How do you explain this to a 7-year-old? I turned to look at Tyler in the darkness. 12 years of marriage. 12 years of thinking I knew him. All lies. Who are you? I whispered. He didn't answer. Tomorrow I'd meet Samantha. Tomorrow. Everything would change. Tomorrow. The truth would start coming out. And I had no idea how any of us would survive it. I woke up next to Tyler, watched him sleep peacefully like he didn't have a care in the world, and felt nothing but disgust. He opened his eyes, smiled at me. That same warm smile that used to make my heart skip. Morning, beautiful, he said, reaching for me. I pulled away, claiming I needed coffee. Downstairs, I made breakfast for the kids while my hands shook. Tyler came down, kissed the top of my head, ruffled Jake's hair. Perfect dad, perfect husband. Perfect liar. At noon, I told Tyler I was meeting an old college friend for lunch. He didn't even look up from his phone. Have fun, babe. I'll take the kids to the park. The kids to the park. Our kids. While his other kids were probably doing something with Samantha right now. I grabbed my purse and keys, my heart pounding so hard I thought it might explode. The 2-hour drive to Stroudsburg felt like an eternity and a second all at once. My mind kept racing. We were both victims, but would that matter when we were face to face? I pulled into the Starbucks parking lot at 1:55 p.m. I sat in my car for a moment, hands gripping the steering wheel, trying to breathe. I could see a blonde woman in a red jacket sitting at a corner table. Samantha. She looked nervous, kept checking her phone, looking at the door. I walked inside and our eyes met immediately. We just knew. We stared at each other for a long moment, and I saw my own pain reflected in her face. She stood up slowly. Emily? Just sat down across from each other, two strangers connected by the worst possible. Beautiful but exhausted, like she hadn't slept in days either. She had a manila folder on the table in front of her. I brought everything, she said quietly. All the evidence. I thought you'd want to see the originals. Thank you. My voice came out as a whisper. We sat in awkward silence for a moment. What do you say to your husband's other wife? Finally, Samantha spoke. I keep thinking this is a nightmare I'm going to wake up from. But I'm not waking up. I know exactly what you mean. She opened the folder and started pulling out documents. Marriage certificate, birth certificates, bank statements, credit card bills. We got married in 2014, she said, her voice breaking. Small ceremony. Just us and a few friends. He told me he'd been married before, but it ended badly. My hands clenched into fists. He never told me about any previous marriage. As far as I knew, I was his first wife. His only wife. God, he's good at this, Samantha said bitterly. He's been playing both of us perfectly. I picked up one of the photos. Tyler with a little boy on his shoulders, both of them laughing. Tell me about your kids, I said softly. Samantha's eyes filled with tears. Dylan is 8. He's obsessed. Olivia is 6, loves dancing and drawing. They worship Tyler. They think he's the best dad in the world. So do mine, I whispered. Emma is 10. Jake is 7. Emma wants to be a veterinarian. Jake plays soccer. They wait by the window every Thursday for Tyler to come home from his business trips. We looked at each other, both of us crying now. How is that even possible? How did he keep this from everyone? I pulled out my phone and showed her pictures of Emma and Jake. Samantha stared at them, tears streaming down her face. They're beautiful. They look like Tyler. So do yours, I said, looking at the photos she'd brought. Dylan has his eyes. Olivia has his smile. It was the strangest, most painful moment. Admiring each other's children. Children who shared the same father but lived in completely different worlds. When did you start suspecting? I asked. Samantha wiped her eyes. Honestly, I didn't. Not until that credit card charge. Tyler was so careful. So meticulous. He never slipped up. Never called me the wrong name. Never forgot our anniversary or the kids' birthdays. He was present when he was. With us, completely present. Same, I said. He remembered everything about our life, our routines, our schedules. How did he do it? I've been asking myself that for 3 days straight, Samantha said. The private investigator thinks Tyler has everything organized. Different phones, different cars, different credit cards. He's been living this double life like it's a business he's managing. She pulled out more bank statements. Look at this. He's been transferring money between accounts for years. He takes from both of us to fund both lives. We're both paying for his lies. I felt sick looking at the numbers. Thousands of dollars. Tens of thousands. Does he have debt? Samantha. We have savings. At least I thought we did. We're in good shape too. Good credit. That's what makes this so insane. Did he ever mention me? I had to ask. Ever slip up and say my name? Samantha shook her head. Never. You? No. Never heard your name until you called me. We sat with that for a moment. Tyler had kept us so completely separate. We existed in different universes to him. I keep thinking about all the lies, Samantha said. Every time he told me he loved me. Every time he tucked the kids into bed. Every family dinner. Every holiday. Was any of it real? Or was he just playing a role? I don't know, I said honestly. I don't think I'll ever know. Samantha pulled out her phone. I want to show you something. This is from last month. She showed me a video. Tyler and her kids at a carnival. Dylan winning a stuffed animal. Olivia eating cotton candy. Tyler laughing, spinning Olivia around. It looked exactly like the videos I had of Tyler with Emma and Jake at the fair last summer. Same dad, same love. Different family. How can someone do this? Samantha whispered. How can someone love two families at the same time? Or does he even love us at all? I think that's what scares me most, I admitted, not knowing if anything was real. Not knowing if the man I loved even exists. What do you want to do? Samantha asked. About Tyler. About all of this. I've been thinking about nothing else for days. I want answers. I want to know why. I want to know how long he planned to keep this going, forever? Until one of us died? What was his end game? I want him to pay, Samantha said fiercely. I want him to face consequences for what he's done. To us, to our children. We could go to the police, I said. Bigamy is a crime. It is, but what happens then? He gets arrested, goes to jail. How do we explain that to 6 kids? She was right. This wasn't just about us. 6 innocent children were going to be devastated no matter what we did. I think we need to confront him, I said. Together. I think we need to see his face when he realizes we know. When he realizes his perfect setup has fallen apart. Samantha nodded slowly. When? Soon. This week. Before he has time to figure out something's wrong. Where? My house, I said. Thursday night. He's supposed to come home from his business trip. But this time, you'll be there waiting. Samantha's eyes widened. You want me to be there when you confront him? We're in this together now. I said, he lied to both of us. He betrayed both of us. We should face him together. She was quiet for a moment, then nodded. Okay, Thursday. What time? 7 p.m. The kids will be at their grandparents' house. I'll make sure of it. I don't want them there for this. I wrote down my address on a napkin and slid it across the table. Samantha stared at it. The address of her husband's other home. This is so surreal, she whispered. I know. We sat in that coffee shop for 3 hours total. Sharing stories. Comparing timelines. Trying to piece together the full picture of Tyler's double life. We discovered so many similarities it was eerie. He took both families to the beach every summer, just different beaches. He had the same bedtime routine with all 4 kids. He made the same jokes. Told the same stories. He was the same person in both lives. Just duplicated. Did he ever want more kids? Samantha asked. He told me he wanted to try for a 3rd. Said our family wasn't complete yet. My blood ran cold. He told me the same thing. Last year. Said he wanted one more baby. Samantha's face went pale. Oh my God, he was going to do this with 3 families. I don't even want to think about it, I said, feeling nauseous. How many lives was he planning to live? How far would he have taken this? Before we left, Samantha grabbed my hand across the table. Emily, I just want you to know I'm sorry. I know I said it on the phone, but I mean it. If I had known about you, I never would have married him. I never would have had kids with him. I'm not that person. I know, I said, squeezing her hand. Back. I believe you, and I'm sorry too. Sorry that we're both going through this. Sorry that our kids are going to be hurt. We'll get through it, she said, but her voice wavered. Somehow, we'll get through it. I drove home in a daze. 2.5 hours alone with my thoughts. Thursday felt too far away and too soon all at once. When I got home, Tyler was in the kitchen making dinner. The kids were setting the table. Normal family scene. Except nothing was normal anymore. How was lunch with your friend? Tyler asked cheerfully. Good, I lied. Really good. We have a lot to catch up on. That's great, babe. Glad you had fun. He kissed my cheek and I had to force myself not to pull away. 3 more days. I just had to make it 3 more days. That night, I lay in bed thinking about Samantha. About how we'd sat in that coffee shop like old friends, bonding over our shared trauma. We'd exchanged phone numbers. Promised to text each other if Tyler did anything suspicious. We were a team now. Two women united against the man who'd betrayed us both. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday crawled by. I played the perfect wife. Made meals, helped with homework, laughed at Tyler's jokes, kissed him goodnight. Every moment felt like acting in a play I didn't audition for. Tyler didn't notice anything wrong. Why would he? He'd been acting for over a decade. He was a professional. Samantha texted me every day. How are you holding up? Barely. I'd respond. You? Same. I keep wanting to scream at him over the phone, but I'm waiting for Thursday. Me too. It's the hardest thing I've ever done. We can do this. We have to. Wednesday night, I told Tyler I was taking the kids to his parents' house Thursday afternoon. They'd been asking to see them, which was true. That's nice of you, Tyler said. I'll be home around 7, so I'll see them when you get back. Actually, I thought maybe the kids could have a sleepover there. Your mom offered. I thought we could have a date night. If only he knew what was really happening Thursday night. Thursday morning, I dropped Emma and Jake at their grandparents' house. Be good for Grandma and Grandpa, I told them, hugging them tight, maybe too tight. Mom, you're squishing me, Jake complained. I didn't want to let them go. When I got back home, I cleaned the house obsessively. Needed to keep my hands busy, or I'd lose my mind. At 6:30 p.m., Samantha texted, I'm 10 minutes away. Are you ready? Was I ready? No. Would I ever be ready for this? No, but it was happening anyway. Come to the front door, I'll be waiting. See you soon. At 6:45, the doorbell rang. I opened it and there was Samantha, looking as terrified as I felt. Hi, she said. Hi, come in. She stepped inside Tyler's other house, our house. She looked around, taking it all in. The photos on the walls. The kids' artwork on the fridge. The life Tyler had built here. It's nice, she said quietly. He has good taste. So do you, I replied, remembering. The photos of her house. We were both Tyler's type, apparently. Blonde, similar build, same age range. He definitely had a pattern. We sat in the living room, barely speaking, just waiting. Every car that passed made us jump. At 7:03, we heard the garage door. Samantha grabbed my hand. Oh God, he's here. We can do this, I whispered, even though I wasn't sure I believed it. We heard Tyler's footsteps. He walked into the living room with a smile on his face. A smile that died the second he saw Samantha sitting next to me on our couch. The color drained from his face. His briefcase slipped from his hand and hit the floor. Emily, what ... He looked at Samantha, then at me. Tyler, I said, my voice surprisingly steady. I believe you. No, Samantha, your wife. His mouth opened, closed, no words came out. For the first time in our entire marriage, Tyler had absolutely nothing to say. For a long moment, nobody moved. Nobody spoke. His face cycling through emotions so fast I could barely track them. Shock. Fear. Panic. Then something else. Calculation. I could see his brain working. Trying to find a way out. Trying to find the right words that would make this all go away. But there were no right words. Not this time. Sit down, Tyler, I said, my voice cold. He didn't move. Just stared at us like we were ghosts. I said sit down. Across from us, his legs seeming barely able to hold him up. He looked smaller somehow. Diminished. The confident, charming man I'd known for 12 years was gone, replaced by this terrified stranger. How long have you known? His voice came out as a whisper. Long enough, Samantha said. Her voice was shaking but strong. Long enough to hire a private investigator. Long enough to get proof. Long enough to find Emily. Tyler's eyes darted. Between us, listen, I can explain. Explain? I cut him off, my anger finally breaking through. You can explain how you've been married to both of us? How you have 4 children with 2 different women? How you've been living 2 completely separate lives for over a decade? It's not what you think, he started. Not what we think? Samantha stood up, Her hands balled into fists. What exactly do you think we think, Tyler? Because from where I'm sitting, it looks like you're a lying, manipulative bigamist who's been playing both of us for years. He ran his hands through his hair, a gesture I'd seen 1,000 times when he was stressed. It used to make me want to comfort him. Now it just made me angrier. You want to talk? Fine. Talk, I said. Tell us why. Tell us how. Tell us what the hell you were thinking. Tyler took a deep breath. It started as an accident. An accident? Samantha's voice was incredulous. You accidentally married 2 women? You accidentally had 4 children? No, I mean, in the beginning, I didn't plan any of this. Emily and I got married in 2013. I loved you. I still love you. Don't, I said sharply. Don't you dare say you love me right now. But it's true. I loved you. But then work got more demanding and I was traveling all the time, and I was lonely. I met Samantha at a conference in 2014. Samantha's face went pale. You told me you'd been divorced. You told me your first marriage ended badly. I know. I'm sorry. I lied. I was still married to Emily, but when I met you, Samantha, I couldn't. We started talking, then dating, and it just happened so fast. It just happened, I repeated. You just happened to propose to her. You just happened to have 2 more children. I couldn't abandon you and the baby. So instead you just kept both families? Samantha said. That was your solution. Tyler's hands were shaking now. I thought I could make it work. I thought I could make both of you happy. Both families. But we are hurt, I said, and I could hear my voice breaking. We're devastated. Our children are going to be destroyed when they find out. 6 people, Tyler. 6 innocent people whose lives you've ruined because you were too selfish to make a choice. I couldn't choose, he said, and there were tears in his eyes now. I loved both of you. I loved all my children. How was I supposed to choose? You weren't supposed to have to choose, Samantha said. You were supposed to be honest. You were supposed to not marry me when you were already married to Emily. You were supposed to not be a criminal. A criminal? Tyler looked genuinely confused. Bigamy is a felony, Tyler, I said. You could go to prison for this. Did you even think about that? Did you think about what would happen if you got caught? I never thought I'd get caught. I had separate phones, separate credit cards, separate everything. I kept you both in different states, different schedules. I thought I had it all figured out. That's all it took. One mistake in over a decade and your whole house of cards came tumbling down. Tyler put his head in his hands. But please, you have to understand, I never meant to hurt anyone. Never meant to hurt anyone? My voice rose. Tyler, you've been lying to us every single day for years. Every I love you, every kiss, every family dinner, every holiday, every moment was built on lies. How can you say you never meant to hurt? You? Because I didn't, he insisted, looking up at me. When I was with you, Emily, I was really with you. Present. Loving you. Loving our kids. When I was with Samantha, same thing. That's not love, Samantha said quietly. That's selfishness. Love means being honest. Love means commitment. Love means choosing someone and staying chosen. What you did wasn't love. It was ego. It was you wanting everything and not caring who got hurt as long as you got what you wanted. The room fell silent. Tyler looked broken, sitting there with. Part of me, some small stupid part, wanted to feel sorry for him. But I couldn't. Not after everything. What about the money? I asked. The bank accounts, the transfers. You've been stealing from both of us to fund both lives. You were stealing, Samantha said firmly. You took money from both. You used our finances to support your double life. That's theft. Tyler, that's fraud. I always made sure both households were taken care of, he argued. You both had everything you needed. Except honesty. I said. Except loyalty. Except an actual husband instead of a part-time actor. What about the kids? Samantha asked, her voice thick with emotion. What were you planning to do about them? Tyler's face crumpled. I didn't think that far ahead. I just took it day by day, trying to be the best father I could be to all of them. But you weren't, I said. You weren't the best father. You were a liar. And when they find out, when Emma and Jake and Dylan and Olivia learn the truth about who you really are, it's going to destroy them. Please don't tell them, Tyler begged. Please, they don't need to know. We can figure something out. We can work this out. Work this out? Samantha laughed, but it was bitter. How exactly do you propose we work this out, Tyler? Are you going to divorce one of us? Pick a favorite family? Or were you planning to keep this going until you died? I don't know, he admitted. I don't have answers. I just know I don't want to lose any of you. You already lost us, I said. The moment you lied. The moment you chose to live this double life instead of being honest. You lost us years ago, we just didn't know it yet. Tyler stood up suddenly, panicked. Emily, please. 12 years. 12 years we've been together. That has to mean something. You can't just throw that away. You threw it away. You threw it away every time you left here to go to her. Every time you lied about where you were. Every time you looked me in the eye and pretended to be someone you weren't. And you. Samantha stood up too, her voice shaking with rage. You married me while already married. You had children with me while already having children. You let me believe in a future that was never real. Everything about us was a lie from the very beginning. Tyler looked between us, desperate. It wasn't all a lie. The feelings were real. The love was real. I swear to you both, what I felt was real. How? I demanded. How can you love two people at the same time? How can you compartmentalize like that? How can you be two different husbands, two different fathers, and not feel torn apart by it? Because I had to, he said. Because the alternative was losing one of you, and I couldn't do that. I couldn't bear it. So instead you risk losing. Both of us, Samantha said. And guess what? The weight of her words seemed to hit Tyler all at once. He asked quietly. I looked at Samantha. We'd discussed this at the coffee shop. We'd planned this moment. Now you leave, I said. You pack a bag and you get out of this house. Where am I supposed to go? I don't care, Samantha said coldly. Hotel, your car, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, anywhere but here. You don't get to stay in either home. Not anymore. What about the kids? Tyler's voice broke. When can I see them? That's not decided yet, I said. Right now, we need time to figure out what to tell them, how to tell them. We need to talk to lawyers and therapists and figure out how to minimize the damage you've caused. You're taking my children. You did this, Samantha said. You made the choices that led us here. You don't get to play the victim. Tyler looked at me, his eyes pleading. Emily, please. Don't do this. We can fix this. We can go to therapy. We can work through this. Work through this? I repeated. Tyler, you're married to two women. You have two families. There's no working through that. There's only facing the consequences of what you've done. I'll divorce Samantha, he said desperately. I'll end it. With her, we can go back to how things were before. Even now, you're still trying to manipulate us. Still trying to play us against each other. That's not what I'm doing, Tyler protested. I just want to save my marriage. Which one? I asked coldly. Which marriage do you want to save, Tyler? You can't have both. He opened his mouth. Closed it. No answer, because there was no good answer. Here's what's going to happen, I said, my voice steady now. You're going to leave. Tonight. Right now. You're going to give us space to figure out what comes next. We'll contact you when we're ready to discuss custody and divorce proceedings. What did you think was going to happen? Samantha asked. That we'd just forgive you? That we'd agree to share you? That we'd be okay with this? I don't know, Tyler said miserably. I don't know what I thought. I wasn't thinking. I've been Running on autopilot for so long, I forgot there would be consequences. Well, welcome to reality, I said. Now pack your things and go. Tyler stood slowly, looking around the living room like he was memorizing it. Can I at least say goodbye? To Emma and Jake? No, I said firmly. Not until we figure out what to tell them. Not until we have a plan. They're going to hate me, he said. They're going to hate me, aren't they? Probably, Samantha said. Mine will too. You've given them every reason to. Tyler walked toward the stairs, then stopped. For what it's worth, I really am sorry. I know you don't believe me, but I am. I never wanted it to end like this. How did you want it to end? I asked. How was this ever going to end well? He didn't answer. Just climbed the stairs to pack his bag. Samantha and I stood in the living room, listening to him move around upstairs, opening drawers, closing closets, packing up pieces of his life here. Are you okay? She asked me quietly. No, I said honestly. Not even close. You? Not even a little bit. We heard Tyler coming back down. He had a duffel bag over his shoulder, his face wet with tears. He stopped at the bottom of the stairs. I love you both, he said. I know you don't want to hear it, but it's true. I love all of you. Neither of us responded. What was there to say? Tyler walked to the door, opened it, then looked back one more time. I'm sorry, he said again. Then he was gone. The door closed. The house fell silent. Samantha and I stood there, staring at the door, processing what had just happened. Is it over? She asked. Not even close, I said. This is just the beginning. The kids, she whispered. How are we going to tell the kids? I don't know, I admitted. But we'll figure it out, together. She turned to me, tears streaming down her face. I can't believe this is real. I keep thinking I'm going to wake up. Me too, I said. And then I did something unexpected. I hugged her. This woman I'd only met once before. This stranger who'd become the only person who truly understood what I was going through. She hugged me back, both of us crying, holding each other up. We're going to get through this, she said. We have to, for the kids. For the kids? I agreed. Outside, I heard Tyler's car start. Heard him drive away. And just like that, the life I'd known for 12 years was over. Everything was different now. Everything had changed. The pieces and figure out what came next. After Tyler left, Samantha stayed with me for another hour. We sat in my living room, both of us in shock, trying to process what had just happened. I should go, she finally said. I need to get back to Dylan and Olivia. They're with my sister. But I told her I'd be home by 10. Okay, I said. When are you going to tell them? Tomorrow, she said, her voice shaking. I can't put it off any longer. They deserve to know, even if it destroys them. I'm telling Emma and Jake tomorrow too, I said. We should probably coordinate. Make sure we're saying the same things. That's smart. She pulled out her phone. Text me after you tell them. Let me know how it goes. You too. We hugged goodbye at the door. Two women who'd become unlikely allies in the worst situation imaginable. After she left, I sat alone in the silence, staring at the walls of the house that suddenly felt like a stranger's home. Everything here was tainted now. Every memory corrupted by lies. I picked up Emma and Jake from their grandparents' house. The next morning, they were excited, bouncing around, talking about their sleepover. Where's Dad? Jake asked immediately. I want to show him the Lego set Grandpa helped me build. My heart broke. Dad's not here right now, buddy. He had to go away for a bit. For work? Emma asked, always the perceptive one. Not exactly. Listen, we need to have a family talk when we get home, okay? Emma's face got serious. Is something wrong? Are you and Dad fighting? Just wait until we get home, sweetie. Then we'll talk about everything. The drive home felt like driving to an execution. My execution. Their childhood's execution. How do you tell your children that their father has been lying to them their entire lives? How do you explain that they have siblings they've never met? That their family isn't what they thought it was? I pulled into the driveway and my hands were shaking so badly I could barely turn off the car. Mom, you're scaring me, Emma said from the back seat. I know, baby. I'm sorry. Come inside. We sat in the living room, the same room where Tyler had sat last night. Emma and Jake on the couch, me in the chair across from them, trying to find words that didn't exist. Is Dad okay? Jake asked, his little face worried. Dad is physically fine, I said carefully. But something has happened, and I need to tell you both about it. It's going to be hard to hear. It's going to be confusing and upsetting. But I need you to know that I love you both so much, and nothing about this is your fault. You're really scaring me now, Emma said, her voice trembling. I took a deep breath. Your dad hasn't been honest with us. For a very long time he's been keeping a secret, a very big secret. What kind of secret? Jake asked. He's been living a double life. He has another family, another wife and 2 other children in Pennsylvania. The silence was deafening. Emma stared at me like I'd just spoken a foreign language. Jake's little face scrunched up in confusion. Another family? Emma finally said. What do you mean another family? I mean your dad is married to another woman named Samantha. And they have 2 children together. A boy named Dylan who's 8, and a girl named Olivia who's 6. But Dad's married to you, Jake said, his voice small. He can't be married to someone else. That doesn't make sense. You're right, it doesn't make sense, I said gently. What your dad did is wrong. It's actually illegal. But he did it anyway. He's been splitting his time between our family and their family for many years. Emma's face was going through so many emotions I couldn't track them all. Confusion, denial, understanding, horror. That's why he's always traveling, she said slowly. He's not traveling for work, he's going to them. Yes, I said, and my heart was breaking watching her realize it. When he says he's on business trips, he's really with his other family. So he's been lying, Emma said, her voice getting louder. He's been lying to us our whole lives? Yes, and we have a brother and sister we don't know. Half brother and half sister, yes. Jake started crying. I don't understand. Why would Dad do that? Doesn't he love us? I moved to the couch and pulled both of them into my arms. He does love you. I know this doesn't make sense, but your dad loves you very much. He just made terrible choices. Very, very bad choices. That hurt a lot of people. Does he love them more? Jake sobbed into my shoulder. Is that why he left us? He didn't leave you, baby. And no, he doesn't love them more. He loves all of you. That's part of the problem. He couldn't choose, so he tried to have both families. That's stupid, Emma said, and I could hear the anger in her voice now. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. You can't have 2 families. That's not how it works. You're absolutely right, I said. It's not how it works. And now everyone is hurt because of what he did. Where is he now? Emma asked. He's staying somewhere else while we figure everything out. Good, she said fiercely. I don't want to see him. I don't want to talk to him. He's a liar. Emma, no, Mom. He lied to us. Every single day. Every time he said he was going to work. Every time he called from his business trips. Every birthday, every Christmas, every time he said he loved us, he was lying. The feelings weren't lies, I tried to explain. He really does love you. He just lied about where he was and what he was doing. That's the same thing, Emma said. And she was crying now too. If he loved us, he would have been honest. If he loved us, he wouldn't have another family. I held them both while they cried, my own tears falling silently. This was exactly what I'd been afraid of. The devastation, the confusion, the loss of innocence. After a while, Jake pulled away and looked up at me with red, swollen eyes. What's going to happen now? Well, your dad and I are going to get divorced, I said gently. And he and Samantha will probably get divorced too. We're going to work with lawyers to figure out custody and everything else. Do we have to see him? Emma asked. I don't want to see him. We'll figure that out, I said. Right now, you don't have to do anything you're not ready for. Do we have to meet them? Jake asked quietly. Dylan and Olivia. Would you want to? He thought about it. I don't know. They're a brother and sister. But it's weird. And it's Dad's fault it's weird. You're very smart, I told him. It is weird and it is Dad's fault. We don't have to decide anything right now. We'll take it one day at a time. Emma was quiet for a long moment, then asked, Mom, are you okay? The question broke me. Here she was, devastated and confused, and she was worried about me. I'm going to be okay, I said. We're all going to be okay. It's going to take time, but we'll get through this together. I hate him, Emma said quietly. I know, sweetheart. Do you hate him? I'm very angry at him, I said honestly. And very hurt. But mostly I'm just sad. Sad that he made these choices. Sad that you're hurting. Sad that everything has changed. We spent the rest of the day together, just the three of us. They asked more questions. I answered as honestly as I could without going into details they didn't need to know. By evening, they were exhausted from crying. I tucked them both into bed, stayed with them until they fell asleep. My phone buzzed. Text from Samantha. Told them. It was horrible. How did yours go? Same. Absolutely horrible. Dylan and Olivia? Devastated. Dylan won't stop crying. Olivia doesn't really understand, but she's upset because everyone else is upset. I'm so sorry. Me too, for all of them. They didn't ask for any of this. Tyler tried to call me 6 times today. He called me too. I didn't answer. Neither did I. I'm not ready to hear his voice. Me either. Did your kids ask about mine? Yes. Jake asked if he has to meet them. Wasn't sure how he felt about it. Dylan asked the same thing. I think they're curious but scared. That's exactly it. Curious but scared. Over the next few weeks, life became a blur of lawyer meetings, therapy sessions, and difficult conversations. Emma refused to speak to Tyler. Jake talked to him once on the phone and cried the whole time. Tyler was staying at a hotel, begging both of us for forgiveness, for another chance. Neither of us was interested. Samantha and I talked almost every day. We compared lawyer recommendations, shared therapist contacts, coordinated our stories for the kids. We became friends in the strangest way possible. 2 women connected by shared trauma and determination to protect our children. The divorce proceeding started. Turns out, since Tyler was legally only married to me, Samantha's marriage wasn't legally valid. But that didn't make her pain any less real or her kids any less his responsibility. One day, about a month after everything exploded, Emma came to me with a question. Mom, can I talk to Dylan and Olivia? I was surprised. You want to meet them? I don't know about meet them, she said carefully. But maybe we could video chat? They're going through the same thing we are. They're probably just as confused and hurt. And it's not their fault. Just like, it's not our fault. That's very mature of you, I said. Let me talk to Samantha. When I texted Samantha about it, she said Dylan had asked the same thing. So, we set up a video call. The 4 kids on screen together for the first time. It was awkward at first. Nobody knew what to say. Then Jake, sweet innocent Jake, broke the ice. Do you like Legos? He asked Dylan. I love Legos, Dylan said. I have the Star Wars Death Star. No way! That's the one I want for my birthday. And just like that, they were talking. Emma and Olivia were more reserved, but they chatted too. About school. About friends. About their favorite movies. They didn't talk about Tyler, didn't talk about the situation. Just 4 kids getting to know each other. After the call ended, Emma looked at me. They seem nice, she said. They are nice, I agreed. None of this is their fault. I know, it's all Dad's fault. Yes, it is. Do you think we'll ever forgive him? She asked. I don't know, Em. Maybe someday. Maybe not. That's something you'll have to figure out for yourself when you're ready. I'm not ready yet. That's okay. 3 months after the confrontation, both divorces were finalized. Tyler had to pay child support to both families. He lost his job when the company found out about the bigamy. He moved into a small apartment, his life in ruins. He called constantly, wanting to see the kids, wanting to explain, wanting forgiveness. Emma still refused to see him. Jake saw him occasionally. Supervised visits arranged through my lawyer. Dylan and Olivia had similar arrangements with Samantha. Tyler had lost everything, and it was entirely his own fault. Samantha and I stayed in touch. Our kids had more video chats. We even talked about maybe arranging an actual in-person meeting someday. The kids were siblings after all. They deserved to know each other if they wanted to. One evening I sat in my living room, the same room where this all started, and thought about everything that had happened. My life had been completely upended. Everything I thought was real turned out to be a lie, but I was still standing. My kids were resilient, stronger than I'd given them credit for. We were healing, slowly but surely. And I had Samantha, this unexpected friend who understood my pain better than anyone else could. Would I ever fully trust again? Probably not. Would my kids be scarred by this? Probably. But we were survivors. We were fighters. And we were going to be okay. Tyler had made his choices. He'd lived his double life, and when it all came crashing down, he lost everything. Both families. Both homes. His career. His reputation. Everything. And while part of me felt sad for him, a bigger part knew he deserved every consequence. You can't build a life on lies and expect it to stand forever. Eventually, the truth comes out. Eventually, you have to face what you've done. And Tyler was facing it now alone, with nothing but his regrets and the wreckage he created. As for me, I was moving forward, one day at a time, building a new life, a honest life, a life without lies. It wasn't the life I'd planned. It wasn't the life I'd wanted. But it was real. And after 12 years of living in a beautiful lie, real was exactly what I needed. If you made it to the end of this story, thank you for listening. It wasn't easy to share, but I hope it helps someone out there who might be going through something similar. You're not alone. Betrayal is devastating, but you can survive it. You can rebuild. You can be okay again. If this story resonated with you, please subscribe to this channel. I share real stories about family betrayal, secrets, and survival. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss future videos. And please leave a comment below. Have you ever discovered a secret that changed your life? How did you cope? Let's support each other in the comments. And if you know someone who needs to hear this story, share it with them. Sometimes knowing you're not alone makes all the difference. Thank you for watching, and remember, the truth always comes out eventually. Always. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video.